Hello friends, welcome to Code Basics Coding tutorial. In today's debugging tip, we are going to talk about watches and call stack. I would suggest that you watch my video on what is debugging if you haven't already done so. So after that, you can continue and watch this tutorial. Alright, now here I have a simple Python program where I have a list of numbers and I have written a for loop to go over all these numbers and do their sum. So in the end, I'm printing the total of these numbers. Pretty simple and straightforward program. Okay, now when I debug this using this bug icon, okay, I want to set a breakpoint here and I want to kind of understand how this for loop works and at each iteration what happens. Okay, so I use this bug icon to debug it, and when I do it, pycharm will by default open few windows. So here I have first window, which is frames window, the second one is variables, and the third one is watches. Okay, now when you get this window for the first time, it will look like this. It will be blank. Okay, now before we talk about watches window, let's talk about variables. What variable window shows you is all the local variables. So here we have numbers, total, num, all these variables. It will show here. Other than that, it will show you some system defined built-in functions underscore file, etc. Okay, so what watches does is similar to variable window, but it allows you to watch a specific variable. Okay, so let me add num here. So when I add num, it will show me the current value of number. Okay, and then let me add another watch called total. So here you have a breakpoint at this point and you are just adding bunch of keywords, that bunch of variables that you are watching. Okay, now when you say next, you will see here that the values are changing. So you can monitor the progress of your program by having this watch window. Now you get the same thing in variable window as well. You can see here also the number is changing. So these two are essentially same, but good thing about watch window is that you can only watch the things that you are interested in, versus in variable pane it will show you all the variables basically. So there'll be too much noise here. My program is pretty simple. In real life your program will be much complex and you will have so many variables here that it becomes hard to watch what you are interested in. That's why I personally love this watch window. You can just plus minus, you can remove these things at any time. Okay, you can also add the expression. So for example, I want to know what are the built-in functions for num, and when I do that, it will show me all the built-in functions for numbers. Okay, so you can add variable, you can add an expression, etc. So that was all about watches window. Next thing we are going to cover is the call stack. So call stack is this guy here. Okay, now in this program it's not quite clear, so let me just modify it. So let's say I have this function called foo, which calls another function called bar, and there is a function called bar which will do nothing. And here in my main program I will call function foo. Okay, now the way calling function works is there is a memory area called stack. So when I execute this program, what will happen is first it will stop here, then when I step into it, it goes into bar, then when I again step into it, this is step into or F11 keyword shortcut, then it again goes into bar function. So I was in foo, from foo call bar, and then now I'm in bar. Okay, now let's say you're debugging a complex program and you are here and sometimes you might have a very complex call stack. You might be coming from 10 different function. In that case, this pan called call stack is pretty useful. Here it will show you the whole stack of your call. So it says, okay, first when you double click on it, it will say, okay, it foo was called, then foo called bar, and then you are here. So call stack shows you where you are at present, and it also shows you from where you are coming at. Okay, so again, when you are debugging a complex program, call stack is extremely useful. The call stack is called frames in pycharm code editor, but there are other editors such as Microsoft Visual Studio and Eclipse where it is called call stack. Again, these concepts, variables, watches, call stack, frames, they are all common concepts. They are not specific to pycharm code editor. These concepts apply to other famous code editors as well. So once you know these concepts, you can pretty much use it with any programming language, with any editor. Okay, that was all about watches and call stack. Thank you for watching.